said that besides this and the Lone Peak Davis game and potentially the Harriman Mountain Ridge game, this is up there within the top 3 games in the entire state.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that in one single bit. And as we're waiting for that clock to tick down and get this one started,
just do a reset. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's play some football. Fremont in their blue with white helmets. They will go right to left. They are going to kick off. That means Brighton will start with the ball. And that would be, trying to get the numbers. We're a little bit higher up here. And then tonight's officials, Paul Binns, Alan Marietti, Brian Gary, Doug Ney, and Tyson Goodrich is our officiating crew here tonight.
Huge thanks to our officials. I know everybody hates them when they're watching the games. It's a tough
job, man.
But we love them before and after.
A tough job indeed. As we get going here, kicking off is number 7, Cam Graves. And that will be fielded at the 1. Brought to the 20. Good to the outside and could have broken away, but he gets at least to the 32-yard line. That is number 16, Kaiser Hartel.
And nice job, really great execution there as Hartel had a good lane, able to break it up outside, not able to get all the way upfield. Good job by that Fremont special teams unit to limit the damage there, but Brighton will start out with great field position here.
And our first time seeing Rice Palapoy and this Brighton offense, and also with linebacker Cole Heemeyer, who has really stepped up in absence of Staten Gutierrez. So in the gun is Palapoy. He'll hand off to Heemeyer. And he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage by a pack of wolves.
Yeah, a slew of Fremont defenders there. Apt description, a pack for sure. And no surprise there with the play call. Brighton wants to establish the run game. Fremont is up to the task of stopping it.
2nd and 10. At the 32-yard line. Takes the snap, hands off. Heemeyer again, this time he's able to get to that second level and push ahead, and a gain of about 8, Brian, on 2nd down.
Yeah, you talk about Cole Heemeyer as if he's a linebacker. I think it's safe that he's graduated to a running back. You can see it there. It's the vision, the patience. He waits for that offensive line to create a crease, and then when he finds one, he drives defenders backwards. 8-yard pickup on a handoff, Trevor. If Brighton maintains that, it could spell trouble for these Wolves.
3rd down coming up. Hands off again. They're just establishing the run. He breaks free. Cuts to the outside and tripped up. Great tackle there by Slade Parker, but able to get into Fremont territory.
Yeah, and one thing you'll notice about this Fremont team, there are a lot of guys that go both ways. The numbers are not as high as they've been in years past. Obviously, the new school opening up nearby. Something to monitor as we watch this game.
And Fremont last year was in 6A. Now they're in 5A. Heemeyer takes the handoff again, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage with the contact initiated by number 32, Jack Masters.
Yeah, and Jack's one of those guys that does everything for this team. I believe he leads the squad with 4 sacks this season, but does a fantastic job of coming from the backside there. Call it chase and contain. Able to contain the running back on the chase for a 2-yard loss.
2nd down now at the 48-yard line. Palapoy hands off again, continuing to feed the beast. Heemeyer this time gets about halfway to the sticks on 2nd down. Brings up a 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, and the early theme of this is it's the inside run game, right? Whether it's power, whether it's duo, whether it's inside zone, Brighton is starting to find those creases. It's when they try to get to the outside that Fremont's been able to defend it.
3rd and 5. So jump right there. Looks back over to the sideline. Changes the play call. Palapoy. Hands off again to Heemeyer, and will he get there? They're going to mark him a yard short of the 1st down. So 4th and 1 coming up, Brian. You go for it?
Yeah, I think the way that Brighton offense has been running the football, this is a great opportunity to go for it, set the tone early.
4th and 1 at the 38-yard line. Palapoy in the gun. Heemeyer to his right.
You see the reset here from Rice Palapoya as he's deep in the backfield now.
Oh, and then a little pooch punt. And it'll be down. That was a good punt right there by Palapoya, and that'll set up this Fremont offense at their own 12-yard line, maybe 11-yard line is where they spot it.
Yeah, I was always better at checkers, but the chess match that's going on already deep into it is you see the early clap action, right? That's trying to get not only the defense drawn offside, but to reveal what they're doing. And you see once Brighton saw that, decided to back Palapoya up, let him try the pooch, and they're going to pin this Fremont offense deep. Now, one downside of that, you've got Celeste Moa.
Yes, you do, but they're going to hand off to the outside, to the 20, and brought down. That's number 14. That's Taylor Graham.
And great job by Graham just getting to the outside, getting upfield. You see Fremont going with tempo here. Love the call from Coach Tuatangaloa.
Now they go to the outside, and it's bobbled, and it goes incomplete, but do they call it a fumble? They're going to say, no, it's incomplete. Intended receiver is Tiger Burton.
Yeah, avoided a near disaster there. You know, it's just a simple screenplay, but sometimes those can be a little bit hard to execute when you're going with tempo. Fremont trying to capitalize on that. Bites them in the backside just a little bit there.
8:13 to go here in the first quarter. Tuatagaloa looking deep for Parker. And it is caught, but they say he was out of bounds when he did catch it. Great coverage there by number 25. That's A.J. Enigbo.
Yeah, no surprise there. Enigbo with the coverage shoves the wide receiver out of bounds before he's able to establish any kind of presence in bounds. And that's one of those rules that differentiates between high school, college, and pros, right? It's a little different here at the high school level. Another reminder, face guarding is legal at the high school level. So as you're watching at home and wanting to throw your own penalty flag on some of those plays, NFHS.com or .org, whatever it is, you can check out what the rule book says.
Yes, you can. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. Empty set here for Tuatagaloa. Going out to Parker again. He's got him at the 40. Down to the 45, and that'll be a first down and then some here for Fremont.
Yeah, that's why Tuatagaloa is such a threat, right? He's outside of the pocket. You want to try and limit him in the rush game. His receiver finds a great spot in the zone there. Nice job by Parker. Get the completion, get the first down, and maybe more importantly, an explosive play here for this Fremont offense. Love to talk about explosive plays because they typically lead to scoring drives.
Slade Parker with 685 yards and 14 touchdowns on the year. He had 2 touchdown grabs last week against against Alta. Tuatagaloa rolls out to his left. Pump fakes. He gets to the 50 and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A great scramble run there by Manasseh Tuatagaloa.
Yeah, and that's really the talent of Tuatagaloa there on display. He's able to juke defenders and use his legs. It really punishes a defense because it puts them into confusion. They don't know if they need to defend the pass or stop the run. Brighton early on getting tested. They may have to adjust. I know everybody loves to talk about a QB spy, but realistically, it's more about containing the QB with the rush.
Fresh set of downs here. Tuatagaloa, he'll hand off to Graham, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there on first down.
And that's where I think this Brighton defense may have an advantage is in the interior, and it's not an enormous front, but it is stout and strong. A couple defensive linemen there that have been excellent all year for the Bengals in Sam Tauvau, Jackson Nettleton, both 6'1". Tauvau coming in at 305. He's a load there in the middle.
Now they look over at the sideline to Coach Tuatagaloa. Got it back behind him in the pistol. Hands off to Graham. He'll find a hole and is able to get about 3 yards there on second down.
Yeah, found a hole in it, closed quickly as that Brighton defender was able to fill that gap, and that looked like number 92 there, Jackson Nettleton on the backside in pursuit, and excuse me, not 92, 52, Sebastian Ramirez.
Nettleton is 92.
Me and numbers with this Brighton football team, right?
Well, we're also a little bit higher in this triple-decker press box.
Beautiful press box, but we are up here.
Yes, we are pretty high up. Here's Tua Tagovailoa. He's got a man. That's number 35. Looks like a fullback. And that's Cole Watson, but he's a tight end.
Yeah, Cole Watson, not the normal height that you see in a tight end, but definitely the strength. And you see Fremont up and ready to go. Again, trying to go tempo off first down.
Tua Tagovailoa goes up into the pocket, throws it deep. He's looking for Moa, but overthrows him. And it'll be an incomplete pass it'll bring up second down.
And you see Coach Tua Tagovailoa calling the plays like a lot of high school coaches at this level, where they choose one side of the ball. They're also the coordinator with Coach Sutera. As Frankie Sutera is the defensive coordinator, and you can see that their plan is to try and keep everything in front of them. It's a lot of deep drops and zones, protect against a big play.
Handoff to Graham again. It's clear that Cade Hadley will not play tonight, but they've got a plethora of guys who can step up, and Taylor Graham's been one of them.
Yeah, not a lot outside there. William Little did a good job on the edge, and the senior at 6'3", 200 pounds. He is a great athlete for this Brighton football team, and this linebacking unit probably not discussed as much, but they are a really stout group, technically sound as well.
3rd and 11, 4:55 to go. Oop, and they jump. I believe that'll be encroachment, and it looks like it. And it's on Nettleton. Just got a little antsy there.
And great job by our head official, Paul Binns, as we can hear him all the way up here in the booth.
That is
no
shouting.
Need for a microphone for that man, and he is a veteran of this officiating crew and this UHSAA group.
Tua Tagovailoa, 3rd and 6. Goes up into the pocket. He'll look deep for Moa in the back end of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Probably would have been out of bounds anyway. Now to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, you can see Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa's got a lot of arm, real live, a lot of zip on it. Just a little too much as he's trying to get outside and maneuver in that pocket and find a clear platform to throw off of. And for these high school quarterbacks, that's always the hardest part.
And now Cam Graves will attempt a field goal. A 42-yard field goal. 44. And the kick is up. And it looks like it went left, and it did. No good. Brighton will take over at their own 25-yard line. Brian, 0-0 is our score. We have a pooch punt from a quarterback and then a missed field goal.
Yeah, I don't know if that's quite what we expected given these two offenses and what they're capable of doing, but I do think this is what we hoped for, is two very evenly matched teams, two teams that are conditioned and used to making plays to limit their opponent, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing. I think to my pleasure, to my enjoyment, it's the Fremont defense has really stepped up early on. Curious to see how they're able to do with this second drive now.
Bryce Palapoy trips to the top of the screen. Hands off to Hemeyer. I don't think he's attempted a pass. And they're saying a fumble. We'll see what the official says. And it is turnover. Fremont will take over.
It never officially heard a whistle, and so it's a question of when the forward progress was stopped. And huge turnover here for that Fremont Silverwolves defense. We talked about what can they do. They're going to give the ball right back to the offense in scoring position.
So they'll take over at their own 25-yard line, or at the Brighton 25-yard line, excuse me, in great field position. Tua Tagovailoa, he'll hand off. I believe that's Taylor Graham, and he got upended pretty hard. That looked like a hard hit. Oh, that wasn't. That was Burton. But he gets up, walks back to the backfield. And Brian, we've got some great games going on right now. We'll get to those here in just a second. Tua Tagovailoa back in the end zone. Celeste Moa, was he in? Incomplete, but my goodness, that looked good.
An incredibly acrobatic play by Moa to try and get that foot in bounds. Again, it's on that far sideline, and the one camera setup, we unfortunately don't have instant replay, but regardless, he'd been an inch closer to that blue turf. What a game-changing play that would have been.
Moa will line up in the slot, trips to the right of Tua Tagovailoa. He's got a back behind him. He'll drop back. Go up into the pocket. He'll look for Slade Parker, and that one way overthrown. He was trying to hit him over the track. And to take a play to bring up 4th down.
Listen, I'm not a quarterback coach, but I would tell Manasseh the same thing that I tell my Little League quarterback. We got enough arm. We're good there. Just make sure to stick with your mechanics. Throw that ball where you need to throw it. Just a little long on that one, and part of it may have been there's a slew of Brighton defenders, so he's trying to put it right in the one spot where his guy can go get it, just a little too far out of bounds.
Same field goal distance here for Graves, because no movement has been done in the last 4 plays. And it go across the line, and that'll at least move him up 5 yards. But no, it's not an automatic first down.
Just a 5-yard penalty, and to your point, Trevor, that's the only movement on this drive so far, and at the very least gives.
So now it's a 39-yard field goal.
A little bit better angle, a little bit better approach.
The kick is up, and that one looks like he pushed it right, and he did. So back-to-back missed field goals for Fremont, and now Brighton will take back over just 5 yards back from where they originally were.
Yeah, and this is the kind of battle that I really did expect, was a back and forth. I just expected a little bit more scoring. Seeing early on, defensive effort, the name of this game, and for Fremont, I think the real uncharacteristic thing was no yards gained outside of the penalty on that last drive. If you'd have told me that coming in, the way this Fremont team has played all year, I would have told you were crazy. I tell you that sometimes anyway.
Yeah, you do. Which, at times, I am.
I am crazy.
Judah Vele lined up with Palapoi in the backfield. So Brighton takes over 1st and 10. He'll keep it. Great keep right there, and he'll get up to the 30-yard line, and he'll pick up 11 yards on first down on that read option.
Yeah, if you talk to Coach Satera about Rice Palapoi, it's his decision-making that he's been so impressed with this year. He's just a junior. He's got a bright future, can do a lot on the ground with his legs already. What they've really tried to do is get him to be a great game manager. See the decision-making there, able to pick up the first down.
3:03 to go. Vele. By the way, just a sophomore is Judah Vele.
Listen, and I said this, I try not to shout out the social media too much. I usually do a little game preview.
Everyone needs to go follow him. It is good stuff. I watched every single one of his stories today.
Shout out Judah in my preview. He is a powerful runner, despite the fact that he is nowhere near the biggest guy on the field.
Vele will get it again. Haven't really needed to run the ball or pass the ball much for Brighton. They've been able to establish the run, and that was what Coach told me before the game. He said we really need to establish the run, and he's doing just that.
He's absolutely correct. I think against a team like Fremont, it's about possessing the football. Your best defense is keeping that offense off the field. This Brighton run game has been efficient all season long. Now they're in a tight spot, though, where they have to pick up this 3rd and short, see if they do any kind of substitution or if they just let their playmaker Palapoi take the football here.
Palapoi, hand off to Vele again. He's got room. He's able to get to the 50-yard line before being tripped up by Slade Parker. I believe that's probably 2 touchdown-saving tackles there for Slade Parker already.
It is, and it's a little bit worrisome if you're this Fremont defense, right? Because Vele's a guy that you had contained there initially, and it's these big offensive linemen. They're just keeping their feet moving, and it's slow and steady progress, but it's starting to open up some big holes.
1st and 10 at the 50. Hand off to Vele again.
Oh, wow.
And he's able to break a tackle, get pushed back a little bit, bounce outside, and he's, after all of that, picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
I'm going to use a basketballism here. There's a mouse in the house, and it's Judah Vele. It's actually playing to his advantage as he's able to stay low. Defender's having a hard time grabbing him. He's able to stay patient, bounce outside, pick up 4 yards, even though it looked like he was stopped.
It is almost basketball season. Tryouts are on Monday. As Heemeyer checks back into the game, and he'll get up to the 40-yard line, and the first down marked at the 38-yard line, so move the sticks for Brighton.
And there's 2 types of run plays, right? There's zone plays and there's gap plays. And gap plays are the assigned plays. They're your powers, your counter trays, your traps, things of that nature where you're just trying to create a gap. And you see the big gap there for Heemeyer, and he's able to split defenders and drag them for a first down.
Heemeyer will get it again. And he'll pick up about 3, say 2, on first down with 29 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and another observation as we're talking about defense versus offense here as the clock winds down. That Fremont defense stays tenacious. They may be a little bit undersized, but they fight, and they're tough, and they're gritty. You see they're able to get a good tackle there, just a 3-yard gain. A lot of it is because of that ability to stay in the fight.
That'll end the first quarter. We'll go ahead and step aside, be back with the second quarter after this, here on the Rewind Sports Network.
You can shove me out of the way at any point.
With a TabSpend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
How's your card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. TabSpend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Watch out! It's an avalanche of deals coming right at you. Get 2 Icon season ski passes with a new vehicle purchase from Riverton Chevy. We're shredding the competition with SUVs starting at $299 a month and nothing down. Get a Silverado for as low as $42,500 or save up to $12,000. These are iconic offers from Utah's iconic Chevy dealer, Riverton Chevy. The Chevyweight Champ, Riverton Chevy.
I just haven't told him yet. I'm gonna miss a couple practices to kind of to call games like I took assignments for games. Welcome back, second quarter action. Trevor Allen, Brian Brown here in this 5A quarterfinal. Just down the road, we've got Davis and Lone Peak in the 6A quarterfinal going to overtime. So great football tonight. Hopefully you're curled up on the couch with your app, the KSL Plus app, KSL Sports app, KSLSports.com, your smart TV, your iPad, your laptop, wherever you may be, pull up the many, many games we have across the network here tonight.
Yeah, and if you are listening at home to the number of ways that you can watch it is because our very own Trevor Allen is the king of streaming at KSL Sports. Grateful to have him out here, though, tonight. Dulcet tones blessing the broadcast.
Definitely, I'm no Alex Napolis, though. By the way, birthday shout out to Alex. Who's on assignment tonight elsewhere. It's Palapoi rolls out, looking downfield, and nearly picked off. Slade Parker was looking at that like, hey, I'm ready to pick that off, and it took forever to land.
Yeah, Slade Parker was looking at it the same way that I look at a pizza or a steak, hungry eyes. It was a nice job there by Jace Evans, senior wide receiver there, to play defense on that. And we talked about the decision making from Rice Palapoi. I don't hate the decision on that one. What I want to point out is that he's got to really put some juice on that one, give his wide receiver an opportunity to do that. And we're going to see a field goal attempt here.
54 yards. That is a long field goal here for Caden Hansen. The kick is up. It's got the distance, and it is good. What a field goal by Caden Hansen.
Well, it is the year of the kicker here in high school football. There are some elite kickers. You're seeing what Dylan Curtis, former Murray High Spartan, is doing at the University of Utah. Caden Hansen with an absolute missile.
His previous long, Brian, 41 yards.
Okay. So just a bit longer.
Just a little longer. 11-12 to go. Brighton on the board first, 3-0 here in this 5A quarterfinal. Now, a couple of tickets have already been punched in 6A. Corner Canyon is going back to Rice Eccles to they are going to defend their title.
They're going to go win some football games, right?
Yeah. And then, as we mentioned, Davis and Lone Peak going to overtime. Mountain Ridge on the board first on our Game Night Live game of the week. Mountain Ridge and Harriman. And then Sky Ridge up 14-0 over American Fork. And West beat Bountiful 14-3. So the Panthers heading to Rice Eccles in 5A.
Yeah, that battle for Harriman, another great game here on the network tonight. Some incredible high school football going on.
And then Springville is up 21-10 over Box Elder in the early going there. And the winner of that game will play the winner of this game up at Rice Eccles.
And Mamba mentality down there with Springville and Lisiate Valetti. As we see the Fremont Silverwolves here going to get the ball back, and Caden Hansen feeling himself after that boomer of a kick. Beats that one out the end zone, and the Wolves will start at the 20-yard line here. And well, it's only 3 points. This is a situation that they're not used to being in, trailing early in the game.
Here's Tua Tagovailoa. He'll go out to Moa. And he's brought down. They'll mark him at the 30, and that'll pick up first down just on a simple pitch and catch.
Yeah, and realistically, that's what they need to do with Celeste Moa right here. They keep trying to go deep and stretch the field. Just get the ball in your playmaker's hand. Let him cook.
Now Tua Tagovailoa keeps. And he will pick up about 3 yards on first down. But so last week, Brian, Celeste Moa had 5 catches for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it's kind of tempting to go, for that deep ball with such a threat, the Tennessee commit. Tua Tagovailoa, he'll keep it again. And he'll get to the 35-yard line, mark him down at the 36, brings up third and manageable.
Yeah, and like you said, I like to call it third and brown bear, because it's okay to be average as long as you finish the drive, right? And right now that's the Fremont task ahead of them. 3rd and 5, they have some ways to get it done. You throw to Moa, see Slade Parker out here. Have some weapons. If not, Tua Tagovailoa can take it on his own.
I didn't want to say third and brown bear because I didn't want to pay the trademark fee.
You're right. Only I can say it.
Handoff. Tua Tagovailoa keeps it. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Great push up front by that defensive line of Brighton.
It's the defensive line. It's the linebackers. This is a tenacious defense. And, look, this is a group that's really had to fight to improve. And you see it showing up there. The confidence has grown throughout the course of the season. I think they're really coming into their own at the perfect time. And they've played the best of the best, Trevor. They know how good they are and how good they need to play. We're seeing it happen live.
Talking to Coach Casey Sotera prior to the game, I asked him, because you and I did the Brighton Woods Cross game about a month ago as the punt is off, and a fair catch there by number 2. That is Dax Matheson. And he was saying in that game about a month ago, he's like, our goal right now is to just be playing our best football in November. And I asked him that today. I'm like, are you playing your guys' best football? He said, absolutely, I believe we are.
Yeah, and I talked to him after the Brighton Alta game, and that was a tough fight for them against a team that I think they felt like they were better than, but actually beat Alta with a backup quarterback. And it has all been a part of the process, and we have so many great coaches here at the high school level. Casey Sotera, Nate Tua Tagovailoa, 2 examples of that.
And jumping to the outside is Vele, and he will get near the first down marker. Gain of 9 on first down. A big run there by Judah Vele.
5'8", 155, Trevor, and he's running people over. He's incredible and just a great weapon for this offense. Can line up in the slot. And you can get 8 yards on first down. That is fantastic.
Palapoy trying to get him to jump. Takes the snap, hands off to Vele. And he'll pick up 6 yards right there on first down, or on second down, excuse me, and that will move the sticks.
Yeah, and listen, we're talking about paying trademarks. Marshall Huber, congratulations, young man. Welcome to the Pancake Platoon. Salute to you, as he had a great pancake block on that one, not only picking up the first down, but you're starting to see this offensive line really wear down that Fremont defense.
Breakfast for dinner for that young man.
Extra syrup.
Definitely. Vele, this time he has stopped and looked like might have been ripped away, but good job holding on to that football.
And former Cypress alum Cam Comer, he was our special teams coach. He used to say, every time you score a touchdown, I want my special teams unit, show me where your heart is. Fremont's defense just did that there, right? Allowed a first down, very next play, stepped up and stopped them. This is a tough, tenacious group.
And I was overhearing a conversation between Coach Satera and Coach Tuatagaloa, I'll tell you after this play, as Vele was able to get back to the line of scrimmage and not much more than that on second down, and it'll bring up third and long. But Coach was saying, Coach Satera, I overheard him telling Coach Tuatagaloa, he's like, you're a class act of a coach, and the amount of respect they have for each other. And in one of the biggest games of their in the biggest game of their season, both of them are trying to get their programs to Rice-Cycle Stadium.
It really is a brotherhood.
Palapoy almost picked off there by Burton. Taggart Burton nearly jumped that route, and he probably would have been gone.
Yeah, I know nightmare season is over with Halloween, but Taggart Burton may be thinking about that one. It was a great job of stepping in front of the pass. Had nothing but green turf ahead of him. Wouldn't have been stopped until the end line said no more. Just have to secure the football on that play.
That would have been a big momentum swinger for Fremont. That's the punt. As Moa yelling out poison. And that gets a very favorable Brighton bounce down to the 8-yard line. And that will set up with a long field for Fremont.
And they'll have their work cut out from them. And really right now the difference in this game has been the special teams for Brighton. You had the converted 54-yard field goal and a big punt there, able to pin this Fremont offense back. And that little bit of cushion allows this Brighton defense to play a little more aggressively, and that's a hard thing to do when you have a player the caliber of Celesi Moa, right? Because he's so explosive. We talked about committed to Tennessee.
Number 1 rated player in the state of Utah.
According to 24/7 Sports, correct.
Handoff. I believe that's Slade Parker. No, it's not. It's the tight end / fullback, and he's down. Oh, you hate to see that. That's number 42, Chase Blanche.
And he is in serious pain down there.
I heard someone yelling, and I'm pretty sure it was him. We're going to go ahead and step aside as the trainers attend to Chase Blanche. Welcome back. Chase Blanche needed a little bit of help to get off, which is good to see, but you hate to see injuries, especially at, a quarterfinal of the playoffs, and being a senior running back. Hopefully Chase Blanche can get back into this one. Just needing one person to help him off the field, which is better than being carted off. Either way, well wishes to Chase Blanche. Tuatagaloa, as he's hit, throws it, and he tries to go to Moa, and I think he was out of bounds. We'll see if they mark him down for the catch.
Going after Moa, he also had Slade Parker deep on that route, and I think we have a great viewpoint, the best kind of all-22 here. If you're that Brighton defense, you're a little bit nervous about how they're able to start stretching that zone, and eventually Manasseh is going to hit one of those throws. So you just want to make sure that you're covered as best you can. But I tell you what, this Fremont offense just feels like it's boiling, right? And just ready to go over the top.
They've taken a few shots already in this first half. Tuatagaloa Pump fakes, goes to the screen, tries to go to Graham, but throws it too low. Incomplete. And then I'll bring up 4th down.
Like the call a lot from Coach Tuatongaloa. You see what Nate's trying to do. He's trying to take advantage of that pressure, and Brighton just does a good job of staying home, really. And I thought they would have brought the pressure in that situation, too. You have an opportunity to really bury Hanase, but...
Coach Nate Tuatongaloa, his father, really giving his son an earful.
Well, dads can be that way sometimes.
Oh, yes, they can.
and to the point, it's a great call. If you execute it, you've got the screen pass there.
And great field position here for Matheson. He'll get to the 30 before he's being stuffed, but that is great field position once again for this Brighton Bengals offense.
I'm nowhere near the legend, so I'll never have something like the all-Madden team. But if there ever was an all-Brown Bears, Dax Matheson would be on it. I've loved watching him all season long. You see it there. He's shifty, he's speedy, he's also tough as nails. He drops his shoulder, able to pick up a few more yards. And it's not a massive gain in the stat book. It's not a huge deal. Just love those little plays that shows you a guy really cares.
I'm telling you what, we need to do a video of the all Brown Bear team. I would be fully invested in
We
that.
might get an all Hansons or an all Francis team, but
no, we're not doing that.
All Brown Bears would definitely be 3rd or 4th.
Brown Bears number
on
one.
the list.
Number one priority. Make it happen. Palapoi looking deep into the end zone for Jace Evans. Double coverage there, but Slade Parker was able to break it up.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, safety blanket, stuffed animal, whatever Celestimo is to Manase Tuatongaloa, that's Jace Evans to Rice Palapoi, right? And you see it. He's got 2 defenders on him. Rice throws a great ball, trying to split the difference. Just a little too much, a little too late. He's out of bounds. I like the thought from Coach Soter and his staff trying to take a shot here on 1st down. You know you've got a kicker who can kick it. You know you've done well in the run game. Why not try and take a shot?
It really seems as though, Brian, that both quarterbacks are struggling with as far as overthrowing here in the early going, as the pitch out to number 21 for Brighton. And that is William Little. And a gain of 0. Brings up 3rd and long, but yeah, Brian, have you noticed that as well, that the quarterbacks just can't, it seems like they're putting a little too much on the throw.
Listen, in these games, nerves really play a factor here at the high school level, and I think, to some degree, there's that. I think some of it is that we're seeing really great effort by both defenses here. Like I said, Fremont's got 2 guys out in coverage there, and so that really forces a tight throw and a tight window, and Palapoi just being a little bit long. Not surprised, and Brighton hasn't thrown a lot of passes already tonight, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to warm up and dial it in. But I think, you see Coach Soter call timeout here, and I think the big reason for that is it's 3rd and long. Really what you want to do is you want to minimize any kind of critical mistakes, right? You make sure your guys are on the same page. So you're telling Rice, if it's not there, don't throw it, right? Just go out of bounds, throw it deep to the end zone, whatever you have to do to get rid of it. Don't force anything here. Don't give Fremont more momentum, because I promise you, Trevor, if you give this Fremont team an inch, they will take a mile.
They definitely will, and a big learning experience here for this junior quarterback, Rice Palapoi. He'll be back next year for Coach Soter in this Brighton Bengals offense. He's in the gun on 3rd and 10. He'll take the snap, and he'll keep it. He'll get to the 25, cut back inside to the 20, and he'll pick up a 1st down. What a gutsy run there by Rice Palapoi.
You can see what a good athlete he is, and it's something that they don't use extensively. They try to time it well, and it's a good job there of getting the QB run, picking up the 1st down, and Rice Palapoi is playing confidently right now.
At the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, as they're knocking on the door of the red zone. Vele, he'll get the run into the red zone. And he'll look to gain about 5 yards. And he'll gain 4 there on 1st down.
And you're seeing some excitement there on the Brighton sideline as they love Vele just pushing the pile. But I'll tell you what, we've kind of hit that point in the game where it's a little bit of an emotional lull, right? Both teams come out, they're fired up, it's a lot of adrenaline, a lot of motion pumping. Now it's about playing disciplined football, and that offensive line has got to get their feet moving to really push the pile. I mean, 5 yards is great, but you were just road grading them earlier. Huge credit to this Fremont defense. They're stepping up again.
This looks like a Rhino type package here. As they hand off to Little, and he'll get near the first down marker. He's a yard short, so it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that heavy package that you're starting to see all over the place, and it's big number 90 in there for Brighton, and they love what Sam Talbot can do. He's scored a touchdown this year against Alta. Got a great shot. Caleb Brown, Scotty Stevens, some of our great freelance photographers here in the Valley. Caleb got a great shot of it. If you can, go support their stuff, obviously.
Absolutely. Back to that same package, Little. And nothing there. Great job up front by that Fremont defensive line.
It really is outstanding, and I'm just sitting here shaking my head and nodding because they got so much push, but it's the edges of that Fremont defense that fought back, collapsed the gap, able to close and contain and limit the gain there. So now Brighton has to kick the field goal, and listen, Caden Hansen kicked a big one, so you have to expect that this one should be close, but it's high school sports, it's high school kickers, you never know what might happen. Huge credit to that Fremont Silverwolves defense.
A chip shot field goal here, but I guess, as you said, at the high school level, there's no such thing.
Yeah.
Hansen will go up, and the kick is good. So 6-0 now for Brighton with 2:42 to go. But still anyone's ball game, Brian.
Absolutely, and I think you're hearing the fans cheering on the Brighton side of things, but realistically, if you're Fremont, Brighton had the ball in your territory. You held them to 3 points on that one. The way that they've driven the ball and run the football, that's a win. That's a feather in your cap. If I'm Coach Tuatongaloa and his staff, I'm screaming on the sideline, that's a great job. In fact, we could just hear him right now saying the exact same thing.
Yep. He's pretty dang close to us as far as you can. He's right up against the bench, and he's talking to his son again, probably saying, hey, the defense was able to hold him to a field goal. Now you got to go out and take care of business.
I see, I believe Coach Moa down there as well, talking to the defense.
Former Utah legend.
And really an Ogden legend.
Yeah. Well, so is Nate, too, Tuatongaloa.
They are both, yeah, for sure.
They're the Ogden, Weber County legends.
Tip-top athletes. They have been...
And great individuals, too.
And been a critical part of developing so much of the football culture up here. And like you said, just great individuals, a great asset to the community. This Fremont community, I think, is one of those ones that they don't get near the attention that some of the teams down south do. But this is such a stellar community. These people care. They show up in droves. They want to be great. They want people to come out and watch their games. They're very welcoming. But I tell you what, they're trying to give them 60 minutes of disaster for the opposing team every time you come up here.
And then just a update on Lone Peak Davis. They're in double overtime right now. Davis stopped on 4th down. Lone Peak took over, and they have a chance to win it. As Tuatongaloa keeps it, ball's loose, but offensive lineman falls on it. Great awareness there by the big fella up front, number 51 for Fremont. That is Joshua Summerhill.
Yeah, awareness level 99 there for Joshua as he's able to get on top of the football, and you see Fremont trying to catch this Bengal defense a little bit off guard with the quarterback draw there. Just anything they can do to start moving the football and develop a rhythm. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something quick hitting route. We saw tempo early on. I think they'd love to get back to that if they can as well.
2nd and 6 now. Tuatongaloa drops back. He's looking. He's going to keep it. Nope, he throws it over to Slade Parker at the 40, and he's down right there. Great awareness there to be able to still pick it up, even though it looked like he was going to tuck and run.
Yeah, it was a no look if I've ever seen one, because he had Taggart Burton out there in the flat, kind of looks it off, tries to run, and then finds Slade Parker wide open for a big gain.
Fresh set of downs, hands off to Taylor Graham, spins, and then brought down on the Fremont logo near midfield, and that is, he'll bring up second and Brown Bear.
Yeah, it's okay to be average as long as we're finished. And a nice job by Lehigh Tatioli on the tackle there. You see Fremont throws to the outside here, and boy, Slade Parker not only picks up the first down, but drags multiple defenders. Now we have a whistle here. I'm not sure if this is, I don't see any penalty flags out there, but.
Penalty. See what's going on while we wait for the call. Score update. Lone Peak has upset Davis. They are going to Rice-Eccles Stadium as an ineligible man downfield. He does not need a microphone, that's for sure. Good on him. But yes, Brian, reaction real quick. Lone Peak stuns Davis.
Yeah, I was able to call that Lone Peak game last week, and it was a team that, the return of Kepa Nimatolu really felt like it had boosted them. You see, they go into a hostile environment and come out of there with a win. It's a shame to see Davis' season end. They've been fantastic all year long.
Tua Tagovailoa looking deep. He's got Moa wide open, and it's caught to the 25. Cuts back inside, down to the 15, and he's pushed out of bounds. And a big-time play. Finally, a connection between Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa and Celeste Moa.
It was only a matter of time. Moa wide open there in the deep into Brighton territory. You see Fremont up and ready to go with the tempo.
And a flag. But my goodness, he was pretty open, and normally he's not like bracket him, but there was a DB probably 5 yards away from him.
Well, and that's the part where it's scary as you're a defender because you don't have any help, and Celeste Moa is so good and shifty and able to make moves, and on this one it looks like, I'm not sure if that was an inadvertent whistle or
they
what
ended up picking up the flag. 1:07 to go here in the first half. Fremont trying to take the lead as they will get the ball to start the second half. Tua Tagovailoa with Graham behind him. Takes the snap, hands off to Taylor, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll mark him at the line of scrimmage, but great job up front.
Yeah, fantastic
Coach
job.
takes a timeout.
Yeah, fantastic job there by Grady Bell. He tackles the defender deep in their own backfield, and for Brighton, that's a great stop. This is what they need. They can't let Fremont score a touchdown here. Smart call by Coach Tua Tagovailoa to call the timeout there and settle his guys down, stop the clock, really focus them in, because if they can get out of this first half, which has been such a tightly contested affair, with a touchdown, Trevor, that would be huge for momentum going into halftime.
55.8 to go here, Brian, and sad to think that we're all done after tonight. We'll hand it off to Dane, Jeff, and the Rewind crew to do pre-half and post, and a special guest for the 6A. For the 6A semifinals. I don't want to reveal it.
I don't even know who it is, so I'm intrigued.
I'll tell you off the air. I don't want to reveal it to our audience here. I want them to find out prior to the game. But then, and then also JJ and Sly will be on the call for all 4A, 5A, 6A semifinals and championships at Rice-Eccles. Tua Tagovailoa in the gun. He's looking. The back of the end zone to Celeste Moa, and he catches it! What a grab! Touchdown, Fremont!
Incredible! That's why he's the best wide receiver in the state. Right there, you see Dax Matheson close in coverage. Celeste says, "Not today!" Rips it away, scores the touchdown right before halftime.
And that's why he's the number one recruit in this great state of Utah. I believe that's his 16th touchdown grab of the year, which is top 5 in the state.
And considering he's missed a couple games too, right?
Yes. He's well over 1,000 yards as the PAT is good. So now 7-6, Fremont with 47.3 to go here in the first half.
And as we see up here in the booth.
I'm not going to acknowledge that because it's 7-6. It's not 6-7. We're not doing that garbage. Not on this broadcast.
A certain score. It's inevitable, Trevor. It's taking over the world.
No, it's not.
Everything is 6-7.
I don't want. Nope. I am not going to embrace it. Nope. Austin Bigelow, not happening.
I read from left to right all the time. Time doll.
Nope, I'm not doing it. You always go higher number first in broadcasting. It is not a 6-7 lead.
Shout out to our broadcast assistants tonight.
Yep, brought a couple of young ones who are on top of that 6-7 garbage.
They had Kanye West Family Business playing earlier tonight. It's not just true out there on the football field, it's also true up here.
Yes, it is.
Boy, what an answer for that Fremont Silverwolves offense.
Now we'll see if Brighton will answer with 47.3 seconds left. And they have 2 timeouts. Both teams have 2 timeouts as that one goes into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Brighton will take over at their own 20, 1st and 10.
And for Brighton, this is maybe an opportunity where you want to try and see if you can get some quick game going and pick up some chunk yardage. And
you got a kicker who's got a leg.
Yeah, that you do. And on top of that, Fremont does get the ball at coming out of halftime. And so really what you're looking at is trying to limit whatever you can with that Fremont offense. And you can get some points on the board. Could be a really positive response for your unit. But maybe more importantly than that, you just don't want to turn the ball over here.
2 wide up at the top and the bottom of your screen. Heemeyer will take the run. It looks like they're just going to run the clock out and head to the locker room. Down 1.
And limit risk. You know, it's not just a bad thing with your 401k. It's also on the football field. You just don't want to turn the ball over here. And you can go with a little tempo, see if maybe you break something, but...
And they've got guys pretty deep. Corners are playing off as Heemeyer will take the run again near the first down marker, and they're just going to run this one out.
Yeah, and you mentioned the deep secondary, but it's this Fremont defensive unit does a great job. The linebacker core, the edge players. We talked about Jack Masters. He's done a fantastic job tonight. Landon Palmer as well. The secondary, this is a tough defensive unit.
Well, that will do it for the first half. Brian, thoughts on the first 24 minutes of action here in this 5A quarterfinal?
I think less of an offensive output than we expected, but definitely the kind of game that we thought we were going to get tonight is 2 very tough, closely matched teams in a tough, contested battle here. Excited for the second half, really is my takeaway.
Should be a lot of fun. We've got 24 minutes to go, but we'll go ahead and step aside for halftime. We'll be back with second half action after this short break. You're watching the 5A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com and the Rewind Sports Network. Wolves with the lead as we get ready to start this second half of action. Winner will go to Rice-Eccles Stadium to take on the winner of Box Elder Springville, which is going on right now. Trevor Allen, Brian Brown. And Brian, after that first half filled with a lot of different things, you know, you had missed field goals, you had long field goals, you had nice touchdown grab, you know, a lot of different things happening in this game. If you're the coach for both of these teams, what are you telling your guys coming out here for the second half?
But if you're Fremont, we've got all the momentum, right? It's all on our side, and all we needed to do was get Superman to take off his suit and show that S, and really that S stands for Celesi and Celesi Moa, and they did a great job of closing out the first half exactly how they needed to do. For the Brighton Bengals, Coach Cetera, it's, hey, we played outstanding for almost all of the first half. We just have to keep doing that, and we'll be just fine.
We'll also give you some of the scores from around the state as the 4A, 5A, 6A quarterfinals are tonight. As the Kick return here to the 20 and near the 25-yard line sets the Fremont offense up nicely here to begin their first drive of the half.
And a little bit of a shorter kick there, and you see Hansen trots off the field. Does allow Fremont with better field position than they've had for most of the game. I think it's been another aspect is field position has been a pretty monster factor up until that very last drive. Fremont had not been able to overcome it.
So 1st and 10 here for this Fremont offense. A little bit of movement up front. Almost went in. Now they're changing the call. Oh, now he didn't even know when the snap was coming. Goes out to Moa. And gain of nothing on that play, but a little bit of disruption going on there.
Yeah, a nod to the Overthinkers Anonymous Club, as which I am a founding member. And as a coach, sometimes you can get a little too deep into that stuff. You see, Brighton jumps, but somehow did not cross the barrier, which is a bit surprising. Again, at the high school level, as soon as you cross that neutral zone, it is offsides. There's no infraction, no encroachment. You can't go and get back on.
2nd and 10 now.
Just a weird flurry there.
Play action, and he is swallowed up and sacked. That's big number 90, Sam Talovau.
Big Sam, the sophomore, gets in there, and he does a great job of just shedding the center there and ripping through and bringing down Tuatongaloa. He is going to be a talented player for years to come, and that's one that Coach Shutera is glad to have on the roster. You see,
that's a big sophomore, Brian.
Yeah, he is. I mentioned earlier he scored a touchdown as a fullback this year. You can see the athleticism. He's lined out here almost in a 4-eye, it looks like.
Showing pressure to Tagovailoa. Nettleton bringing the pressure. He throws it deep and nearly had Moa. He wasn't looking, but had he turned around, he would have been able to make that play on the ball.
And that's the beauty of Celeste Moa, right? Like, he's almost open wherever he's at on the field. He's just got to be looking for it there. He doesn't expect it because Tuatongaloa is under such pressure. I think if you're Brighton, though, that's an alert, right? That's a problem. You don't want him to be that open when you've got two guys bracketing him. They've done that for most of the game. Luckily, Brighton avoids the catastrophe, able to put the pressure on and force the incompletion and get the ball back.
Brighton's done a very solid job of limiting, almost blocked. It might have been deflected as Matheson is letting that roll. And it'll get down to the 35, 33-yard line. A very nice roll, favorable for Fremont. But Brian, this Brighton defense has done a really good job outside of the one touchdown drive of limiting this high-powered Fremont offense.
They really have, and not surprisingly, that's Casey Sotera, Frankie Sotera. That's where they built their brand, is on the defensive side of the football. The Soteras are a football family here locally, experienced both at the high school and the college level, both playing and coaching, and Frankie's done a great job with that defense, and he is a bit of a savant when it comes to coming up with game plans. And I'm not comparing him to Morgan Scally, but on a similar vein in the way they see the game. They've done a really good job of limiting that Fremont offense.
Handoff, no gain on first down as there's a little hand fighting between the wide receiver and the corner, but this portion of the game brought to you by Tab Bank. Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with 3.5% annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases for great rewards. Are just beginning. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and no account fees. It's a big deal. Member FDIC. As Vele jumps through the middle, and he's able to get to the 49-yard line, just shooting through like a cannon.
Yeah, and you see what's so great about Vele. When he finds a crease, he can explode through it. Just really speedy, twitchy guy, just a sophomore, and it's a great job there by Mathis Bell, Mathis Bell is one of those guys that seems like he's always in the mix, even though he's a corner, makes a tackle to save a bigger play, but Vele is special.
And he gets up into the second level once again. He's got a first down, cuts to the outside, to the 30, to the 25, and he's pushed out of bounds, I believe, by Celeste Moa. Nope, that's number 0, Isa Tuatagaloa, but my goodness, 2 back-to-back big runs by Judah Vele.
Yeah, explosive plays on the ground are monstrous for drives. You can see Brighton now threatening. I think this is the best field position they've had all game long in terms of trying to score a touchdown.
Knocking on the door of the red zone is the Bengals. Palapoi goes into the flat, but it ends up hitting the ground. Good call by the officials there. This Dax Matheson couldn't quite get underneath it, but a low throw as well by Rice Palapoi.
Yeah, and I think it really was credit to Taggart Burton on that one. Another one of those guys that's going both ways. Does a good job of getting in the lane. I think he really just startled Rice enough to make him kind of hesitate. And when you hesitate on those throwing motions, it usually leaves you just a little bit short on the follow-through, and that's what happened on that one.
So wind starting to come in a little bit on this November night. Getting a little chilly as Heemeyer is able to get a good chunk of yardage there, get about halfway to the sticks, bringing up 3rd and Brown Bear.
Not the kind of chili that goes well with cornbread, but I tell you what, Cole Heemeyer is a guy who can warm up this Bengals offense. It's just straight up the middle, power running, and puts him into 3rd and manageable here. And for Brighton, that's been the question is, can you finish a drive with a touchdown? They would love to go get 6 right here.
3rd and 5. Don't worry, Brian. I will write you a check after this game. Pitch outside to Vele. He's got some room. He's into the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Brighton. Judah Vele for 6.
Judah Vele is money in the bank for this Brighton Bengals offense as he scampers to the outside and jets into the end zone to put the Bengals ahead 12-7 pending the PAT.
8:15 to go here, Brian, and just like that, Brighton has the lead back after starting the game with a pair of field goals. One really long field goal. Made it 6-0, and then just before halftime, Manasseh Tuatagaloa, as the PAT is up and good, as Manasseh Tuatagaloa found Celeste Moa for 2 big catches, one of them in the end zone before halftime, and then a 3 and out for Fremont on their first drive of the half. And just like that, Judah Vele, it was all him on that last drive for Brighton.
Absolutely, and just a great job of Vele finding the creases and knowing when to stretch the defense by going outside. Uses his speed to his advantage, but he's also, we talked about it, he's a power runner as well. He's not afraid to go between the tackles, make defenders miss, drive the leg drive. He's a special player, Trevor. I think he's only going to grow within this Bengals offense, and realistically, that was a huge flip of the possessions for Brighton, right? You get the 3 and out stop as Fremont comes out of halftime, and then you go down and score. You have to see a response from this Fremont team this drive, right? Like, even if you don't get points, you need to get something going, right? Because right now it feels like the Wolves are still sleeping a little bit. Hibernating?
Maybe a little bit, yeah. And that one goes into the end zone for a touchback. But Brian, they've just really, ground and pound has been their MO here in this ball game. They've just been going to the run game with Heemeyer. In that first quarter, it was all him. Judah Vele's had a bunch of big runs, especially on that last drive. But Judah Vele doesn't look like a power runner, but he welcomes the physicality. He kind of looks like that speedster who's got a quick twitch, but he'll welcome the contact.
Yeah, he'll put a foot in the ground and drive, but really what he's great at is using that offensive line to his advantage. Those big boys up front, they move earth.
Tuatagaloa overthrows Taggart Burton, and it has kind of been the recipe so far in this game for Tuatagaloa. Really struggling. I mean, he went in and out of the game last week against Alta with injuries. Maybe that's affecting him, but he's also a very savvy veteran player who many believe we'll be able to correct it.
Yeah, he's not on the activity report, right? Because high schools will require it. Even then, we probably won't get clear clarification, so we don't necessarily know what's wrong, but it's the rhythm that's off with him, right? He hasn't been able to connect on some of those throws that we normally expect him to. That being said, this is a team that thrives in the chaos of the moment.
Hand off to Taylor Graham, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great tackle there by number 15, and that is Grady Bell.
Boy, tell you what, Grady Bell with just a fantastic play. That linebacker core is playing outstanding. Not just Grady Bell, it's number 21, William Little. It's number 44, Lehigh Tautioli. They have been outstanding tonight.
And then you've also got Talavau on the defensive line, Nettleton playing on the edge.
Sebastian Ramirez has done a great job there, number 52.
And Talavau jumped. He went into the neutral zone, and that one, a flag is thrown. But they're pointing out the offensive line, as you should.
Yeah. Listen, like every call is up for debate nowadays, right? So
now 3rd and 5, very manageable now.
And this has been a money down though for Brighton. They've been able to limit their conversion.
Tuatagaloa, pressure coming. Looking deep for Slade Parker and overthrows him. Couldn't quite get up there and grab it. Wasn't quite into the breadbasket either, but still was able to make a play on that ball.
Well out of bounds, and probably for the best, because Dax Matheson had a line, and I tell you what, Dax Matheson can lay the wood. We're going to see him go back and field this punt now, but he had to be there on Parker. I believe it was Parker who was over there on that side. May have been Burton. But regardless, again, it's what we talked about, right? The inconsistency with the throws. A lot of it is the pressure that Brighton's creating up front.
And Manasseh and his dad, head coach and offensive coordinator, as Matheson is able to collect that. Could have been catastrophic, but it doesn't. He's able to get to the 31-yard line, but Manasseh and Nate Tuatagaloa exchanging words again, and you can tell the tensions are a little high there.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where the expectations are high for this group. So much of the offense is built around Manasseh and what he's supposed to do, and nobody loves to hear from dad or coach what they're not getting done, right?
And it looks like he's pulling out the Surface Pro and going over plays with them.
Well, even at the high school level, technology is a factor, isn't it?
Oh, that's actually a different coach. Nate's actually right there. They're all wearing the same jacket. Cut to the outside. That's Grady Bell. No, that's not Grady Bell. That's number 16, Kaiser Hartel.
Really, what it was is Mathis Bell who was making the tackle there. Great job of going through the defender, bringing down the receiver. And Mathis Bell is one of those guys, as you start to watch a game, kind of stands out. And it's not because he's being chippy or anything like that. He's just always around the action, giving guys high fives. I love that kid.
Handoff, Vele, because why not? And almost a pancake there as well. Some late breakfast for dinner. Breakfast for late dinner.
Trevor's out here applying to try and get some of those residuals. But I tell you what, if you're watching at home, you're wondering why aren't you just handing the ball off every play to Vele? And you do have to keep that defense guessing and stretch the field, but he's been electric tonight. As
he is able to pick up the first down right there on 3rd and 3, and moving the sticks again is the Brighton Bengals.
Yeah, and just slow and steady, right? Like, it's not just about the tortoise pace. What it is it's about wearing down that defense, and it's become a staple of football across the state, the college level, the high school level. You want to just wear down your opponent and run them over in the fourth quarter. Brighton has a great drive going here.
6:05 to go. Ooh, Vele, big hit there. I believe that's number 10 for Fremont. Landon Palmer.
Not surprising, Palmer, one of the leaders of this squad with tackles, but also I need to shout out number 73, Lachlan Cruz. Salute, young man. Welcome to the Pancake Platoon. Flattens the defender off the pull, and Well, there wasn't any gain on that. We can see that the physicality is really picking up here, Trevor.
Forget about Waffle House. It's time to open up Pancake House. I know there is a place that is like that, but
Internationally, actually.
yes.
House of pancakes.
Yes, indeed.
As you see, the Fremont Silverwolves put up a sausage dam there, trying to limit any more kind of drive in that run game, and a well-timed stop there, because now it's going to leave this Brighton offense with call it third and long, and a situation they haven't had to throw the ball a lot, and really with Celeste Moa back there patrolling in the secondary, it is a dangerous proposition.
3rd and 8. Powell in the gun. Takes the snap. He's able to shift in and out and just can't get anywhere. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And Coach Satera is clearly upset going out onto the field, and so is the offensive coordinator.
Understandably so. It's one of those plays where it's a great call, and you see Rice dancing in the backfield there, but he's got his guys. They've got to get moving up front, move those feet. It's a great stop by the Fremont Silverwolves, able to force the kick. And realistically, what it does is it takes you out of the opportunity to go for it on 4th down. That's what that call was initiated for.
Celeste Moa back to receive this punt for Fremont with 4:05 to go and counting. And it'll drop, take a very favorable Brighton bounce. Once again, inside the 20. That punter's been on fire as that goes down to the 5-yard line. So 95 yards of field here coming up for Fremont's offense.
Just an impressive job there. Didn't grab a number. I think it's number 42, if I'm not mistaken. Evan Price there, the punter. Really benefited by the roll there, and that we've seen that a couple times on both sides, where this turf is a little bit older, right? And so as it flattens out a little bit, you get a little more bounce and roll. But
Tom Hackett would be proud.
He would approve.
Showing pressure, and Jackson Nettleton is able to bring down the ball carrier, and that is Chase Blanche. Good to see him back in. He came out earlier in that second quarter with an injury. Good to see him back in the lineup.
I'm glad to see he's okay and able to pick up 3 yards there. But for Fremont, that's the mission now, is you've got to try and stretch that 3 into 6 and then to 9. 1st down would be so fine.
2nd and 7. Nearing the 3-minute mark here in the 3rd, and a false start. Can't catch a break if you're Fremont.
It's been a back and forth. It's been a bit of a chess match, right? And I think coaches love that kind of stuff. The minutia of the game where they can really dig in, and you see Brighton trying to stunt and stem, and Fremont's trying to use dummy snap counts, and it's been a real back and forth affair. And that one, it goes against Fremont in a very untimely situation.
Pin back. 2nd and 11. Back at their own 3. Tuatagaloa in the end zone. Pressure coming. Tries to go out to his tight end, and he did catch it, but it's a gain of 2 by Dean Hall. Still 3rd and 9 coming up here, Brian.
And good job to pick up the yards that they amassed because of the penalty, but we talked about it. Brighton's been excellent on 3rd down, a situation where Fremont's been so good all year long. Just finding Celeste Moa, have to wonder if they look to him or Slade Parker on this play.
Slade Parker alone near the bottom of your screen. Tuatagaloa overthrows 2 guys, and neither of them could haul it in. That was either number 35, Cole Walton, or Dean Hall.
And on that one, it's just, it looked like the turf monster may have gotten the receiver a little bit as they stumbled out of their break. And that's the part that really has been surprising about this Fremont offense. They never really caught a rhythm, right? Other than that one touchdown drive at the end of the half, and I think that one was more just because Celestimo was so wide open on that deep bomb, and credit to Brighton for providing the pressure.
Pinned back deep as Matheson calls for a fair catch. Still in Fremont territory, but it'll be at the 46-yard line. But Brian, you're kind of, I kind of like observe it as the punt unit was coming out for Fremont. You're seeing some of the offensive players just come along this near sideline, and they just look deflated and frustrated and all kinds of bad emotions.
There's a lot of that, right? And it's so many of these guys go both sides of the ball, but really what it is that Brighton defense has been so physical throughout the course of this game, and it starts to wear on you as a player. You start to doubt if you really can pull it out, and now with the Bengals getting the ball back here, this is a great opportunity for them to add to that lead.
11 personnel look here. Palapoy going deep and goes incomplete. It was intended for Mason Linton. So taking a shot on first down, no harm in that. With a minute 51 to go here in this third quarter, winner will take on Springville and Brighton at Rice-Eccles Stadium at 2:30 next Thursday. And we'll go ahead and get an update on those scores as we go along here. So I'll pull it up on the free KSL Sports app. Shameless plug there. Matheson to the 45-yard line, and gain of they mark him down at the 44, so it brings up 3rd and long. The score for we'll get you that score right after this play. He's got Vele to his right. Drops back. He's looking. He rolls to his right. Being pressured. He'll throw on the run, and he'll throw it out of bounds. Look to play another down, but he'll bring up 4th down.
It will, and I think this is one of those situations where knowing that the pooch punt is in play, you could think about going for it, but Brighton just elects to punt it away and play the field position game. Not surprisingly, they've done a great job, but the concern is how many times can you roll your defense out there without allowing a big play? And I think right now we're hitting that lull where guys are starting to get a little tight, not wanting to screw up, not wanting to make a mistake. And
there is a final score down in Springville. The Red Devils punch their ticket to Rice-Eccles Stadium with a 28-21 win over Box Elder. So close contest there. As that punt drops again inside the 20. Making a living dropping punts inside the 20. And actually down inside the 10.
Again, shout out to our good friend Tom Hackett, who did a dandy fine job of making a living out of that too. Well, he was pre-NIL era, but...
Yeah, I'm sure he's pissed off about that too.
Yes, he is. You and I know Tom well. He is a capitalist, to say the least.
That is for sure. And then a couple other look-ins. Our Game Night Live game of the week. Harriman at Mountain Ridge. Mountain Ridge with a 14-8 lead in the third quarter. So, as we expected, that one competitive once again. And it looks like we have a change at quarterback. Yes, we do. And that's number 9, Calvin Cooper, Jr. coming in. And it goes out to Celestimo on first down, and it nearly picks up a first down. So that's a tough situation to be in. Benching your own son, you know?
Not entirely surprised by it because we don't know the full health status of Manasi Tuatongaloa, but Calvin Cooper is a great ball thrower. He may not be the athlete that Manase is, but he can throw the ball. And right now, Fremont needs something to try and jumpstart this offense.
He did play last week. Get your stats here in just a minute. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, and it's picked up by Littleton into the end zone. Touchdown, Brighton, a scoop and score. A big man touchdown, Brian Brown.
Wow. A Piesman moment as the Brighton Bengals recover the fumble, scoop, and score. Jackson Middleton, I believe, on that one.
Yes, it was.
Incredible turn of events. We're just talking about how Fremont wanted to try and capture some momentum, and it was Middleton who captured it along with the football for the scoop and score. Whew.
Nettleton on the year. He has one interception and one fumble recovery. He now has 2 fumble recoveries and a touchdown.
And a touchdown. Just light work for number 92. And just, is there any more Casey Sotera level play than your defense scoring a touchdown?
Casey and Frankie doing work right now. I was about to read off Calvin Cooper's numbers from last week. 4 of 7, 34 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Now we're going to see what he can do now coming back out. He wasn't the one who fumbled it. I'm not sure who did.
No, I was
looking down at my notes when then all of a sudden everyone's cheering over on the far side and big man's going in and rolling into the end zone.
Yeah, your partner is over here gasping for breath at the opportunity that I never had as a big fella.
Oh, man.
Score a touchdown. My one moment I dropped an interception, but no one's here to relive my glory time. But
that's tough.
These moments are really what this is all about at the high school level, is these guys who step up, make plays, and establish their story. And I think in some ways that it allows this Fremont offense to breathe a little bit under Calvin Cooper. Just shake it off, step back out there, let it rip. All you have to do is make a play, and you've got playmakers out there, and so I would not be surprised to see the Silverwolves respond here with a drive.
Another score update as that ball is kind of a pooch kick, and they're going to let it roll into the back of the end zone. Green Canyon and Skyline in the 4A quarterfinal, the double-digit seeds, 11-14, are tied at 14 in the third quarter.
And I believe David James and Riley Jensen on the call.
They are indeed.
The legends. We are really getting somewhere in the world.
Breaking news, if you're just wondering, David James is now at KSL. Full-time.
As my parents were asking about the other night, when did that happen? I don't
happened
know.
at the end of September.
Yeah. It's great to have DJ as part of the crew, and he's been awesome. Stepped up and did the girls soccer high school playoffs.
He also did the 5A, 6A girls volleyball championship games.
And David James, one of the best to do it in the state, just a great asset and great human being as well.
And Cooper, he is dropped, but not before picking up at least 2 yards on second down.
Yeah, and what we're starting to see is it may not be as much a quarterback issue out there as it is an offensive line issue.
Yeah.
And that's not to discount what this offensive line does. They are undersized and outmatched in a lot of ways. They've been tough and competitive and fought for 3 quarters now as time expires. It's just that Brighton defense, Trevor, is animalistic right now, and they want to eat.
Brian, hold up the 4s. We head to the fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go to decide who will go to Rice-Eccles Stadium. We'll find out after this here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.
Oh, is that the problem? Okay, yeah.
12 minutes remaining here. Potentially 12 minutes. Could be maybe extra. But 20-7 is our score. Brighton with the lead with 12 minutes to go. And Brian, it's been a defensive effort here for the Bengals.
It really has. This Fremont offense has been explosive all year. They've been held with 7 points through 3 quarters, Trevor. And this is a group that averages a lot of points throughout the.
As it's caught, Taggart Burton, he gets to the outside. He's off to the races, to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Fremont. First play of the fourth quarter. And Calvin Cooper connects with Taggart Burton for 6.
Calvin Cooper, write your legend, young man. Go find Taggart Burton on a deep pass. Taggart, you go find the end zone, and let's go get 6 on the board. It's a great job by the Fremont Silverwolves out of the third, fourth quarter break. First play, score a touchdown. Let's get back into this one.
11:44, so that took all of 16 seconds.
Incredible. We were sitting here talking about the Brighton defense, and Fremont offense raises the hand, says, what about us?
Yeah, hey, we're here.
Fantastic.
And the kick is up, and it is good. So now it's a 6-point ball game, Brian, just like that. We've got ourselves a game.
We do, and listen, we had ourselves a game all along, right? But that's the thing about those big plays on defense. It's just one play. And yeah, maybe it puts some extra points on the scoreboard, but it kind of takes the pressure off a little bit. It's a way to wake you up, tell you, hey, listen, if you don't do something, you're going to lose this game. And realistically, Calvin Cooper did just that. He did something. He found Taggart Burton on the deep pass for a touchdown.
And
I think most bass are deep, but most passes are not.
Yeah. And so just a look at the 5A bracket heading to Rice Eccles. West has already punched their ticket with a 14-3 win.
Correct.
Over Bountiful. Woods Cross is down 28-0 to Orem right
now.
And we obviously have our game here, and Springville has punched their ticket. So they will play the winner of this game. Orem, as it looks right now, will play West in the semifinals, in that first semifinal on Thursday morning.
Yeah, without a doubt, two of the most talented teams in 5A, and it's the weird part about the brackets is you're seeing some of the best teams matching up. In weird aspects, these are two of the best teams in 5A here in a quarterfinal game, and it's great that it's at a home game for Fremont here. You're hearing the pads popping. At least we are.
You know what is awesome though, Brian? I feel like 5A, especially coming into the season, it was West, Fremont, Orem. Those were kind of the powerhouses. That hasn't
the
been
names
the case
we
this
knew,
year.
right?
Yeah, that hasn't been the case this year.
And that's really where 5A has been so much fun every year. We had Olympus rise up and win a state championship one year, and they were a program that a lot of people thought could make some noise, just didn't ever get a solution to the quarterback position there. And we're seeing Brighton right now is on the ropes a little bit, even though they're leading.
Vele back in the ball game, and he'll get tackled behind the line. A loss of 1 on first down, and right now all the momentum is on this Fremont sideline. You can just tell these guys are pumped up right now, and it just took one play to do that.
And realistically, that's all it does is just a little bit of belief. And I feel like I reference Ted Lasso every broadcast, but sometimes you just have to believe, in this Fremont defense with a bit of belief is playing outstanding right now.
2nd and 11. Handoff again. Vele stopped once again. Maybe gets the yard back, and he does. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but it brings up 3rd and long with 10:55 to go here in the ball game.
And you hear Isa Tuatongaloa there. And he's just a sophomore, Trevor, but he is a talented player, able to do it all. He lines up on the slot sometimes. Linebacker makes the play on that one. Puts Brighton in 3rd and long. This is not a place that they're super comfortable.
3rd and 11. Rolls out to his right. Palapoi telling him to go, and then he steps out of bounds. And he's just short. He's about 3 yards short of the first down. You've got to punt here and play the field position game, right?
You've got to lead. You've got to protect it. And there's still 10:26 left to play. But I think the difficult part about that, his momentum is clearly on the side of Fremont. This crowd has gotten into it. They feel like there's an opportunity. That offense had been stifled for so long, and now it's awake for Brighton. It's a time to get some composure, take a deep breath. Hopefully this punt can allow that.
And now Celeste Moa is back to receive. But this punter has been great. That one rolls out, but still decent. It's not bad field position. Obviously, it didn't pin him back to inside the 10-yard line.
I'll tell you what it didn't do. It didn't go into the hands of Celeste Moa, and that right there is a win. And while it's not exactly pinning him all the way back, it gives your defense a chance and keeps the ball out of one of the most explosive players in the state. And that, you'll take that 10 times out of 10. At least as a coach, anyways.
Yeah.
Fans probably have higher expectations, but
we'll see if this momentum carries with this Fremont offense with Calvin Cooper at quarterback.
Cooper, just a junior, multi-sport athlete. He's a lefty. He's also a baseball player. He pitches.
Cooper, and it's picked off. William Little to the 50, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line, intended for, I believe, either Burton or Celeste Moa. But either way, it's a turnover, and now the momentum is back to Brighton.
Sometimes you just need someone to step up and make a play. William Little did just that, snatches the ball out of the air, maneuvers past a few defenders, and it's a monster turnover. I now believe that's the second turnover that the Brighton Bengals have caused here in the second half at the very least. It gives their offense great field position. And
yeah, scoop and score with Nettleton, but that's the second interception of the season for William Little.
He's a versatile player. He runs the ball. He's a linebacker. Sometimes he drops the depth. One of these players in state that's just so underrated, underappreciated. There's so much talent in state.
1st and 10. Out to Matheson, to the 40. He had to go out and get that one, but a big pickup of 8 on 1st down.
One of those moments where someone tries to come and snatch a chain, and Dax Matheson was ready, snatches the ball out of the air and gets 8 on that one, puts Brighton in great position here to not only convert but keep this drive going. And for Fremont, that clock is now becoming an issue as we're under 10 minutes to play.
9:45 to be exact. Palapoy, hands off to Vele, breaks free, and he's tripped up for a 5-yard gain, but is able to get to the 30.
And the only thing he couldn't outrun there was the turf monster, but he had so much open field, and Judah Vele is dangerous when he gets out there. He can maneuver with the best of them. His height or lack thereof almost becomes an advantage because you're not used to tackling a smaller player. Just kind of got out ahead of his own feet.
Move the sticks. 1st down and 10. Vele again. Those edge rushers are able to get around, but he's just so quick that he's able to get up there before they can get that tackle pull off.
And that's a big part of it. He's able to be patient behind his offensive line, and see Fremont's trying to use their quickness on the edge to their advantage. They're crashing down hard, and Brighton really hasn't been able to get to the edge much at all this game, but they have been able to drive up the heart of that defense. And I think at this point in time, you just stick with what you've done so well, and that's running the football. Not only do you keep the ball away from Fremont, but you also milk that clock.
You've also got a very good kicker who already nailed a 50-plus yard field goal, set a season high, maybe career high. Vele gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. On 2nd down, brings up 3rd and Brown Bear.
Yeah, Fremont not exactly stacking the box there, but what they are doing is playing downhill. And so you got a lot of guys crashing in there. And again, talk about guys going both ways. Taggart Burton makes that beautiful catch and also makes a tackle here. But a lot of hands on hips out there for that Fremont defense, and Brighton content to let that clock tick. If you do get a field goal here, it does make it a 2-possession game.
7:50 to go. Hands off to Vele. And he is met by Taggart Burton. And it'll bring up 4th and short, 4th and 1. And you go for it, or you kick a field goal?
Well, Coach Tatera is going to kick the field goal here.
What would you do?
I would go for it, and I honestly think that's what they're going to do here. They've
bring
got
out the
heavy
Rhino
package out there, because at this point in time, see, Coach
Tuatagaloa, smart. He's smart, taking the timeout right there.
I'm over here nodding, setting the microphone down. It's a great job by Coach Tuatagaloa there to call the timeout, make sure his defense is straight and prepared for that heavy package. And I don't believe there's a substitution rule in the high school level that's the same as college, where you can slow sub and milk a clock like that. But
I don't think there is.
Realistically, it doesn't play to your advantage here if you're Fremont, right?
No.
And so you want to make sure you get your guys on the same page. I think this is the hard part about it. If you're Fremont, you don't know what Brighton's going to come out with, but this is a critical opportunity. And we can talk about the the potential for either or, right? You kick the field goal, you make it a 2-possession game, but this Fremont offense is so explosive, they can get 2 scores quickly. If you convert here, you basically own the rest of this possession and the clock for as long as you can continue to pick up first downs. I like the call here from Coach Sotero.
Jumbo package with Little in the backfield. They hand off to Talavao, and he's going to run into the end zone. My goodness, touchdown, Brighton, with the big, heavy man. Big man touchdown. That's number 2 for Brighton. First it was Nettleton, now it's Talavao.
Sam Talavao for president. What a touchdown run on 4th down. The Heisman moment of the season. Just incredible. Rumble, big man, rumble. As he can't say that he sprints into the end zone.
It sure looked like he did.
He was moving, though. Wow.
He's got some wheels for a defensive lineman.
He does. What an incredible call, incredible play. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
I gotta say, I don't know if Fremont expected that.
I didn't expect it. Yeah, I
didn't
thought we
either.
were going to get a QB sneak, or it looked like it was Little was lined up in the backfield. Just a great call and great execution. And Talavao, he may be the sneakiest weapon in the state at this point in time, Trevor.
Move that man to running back next year.
Semi Taulonga, shout out to the Semi squad. He's set the example here. Big man can run, and big man can score touchdowns.
Talavao. I gotta say, when Vince Francis pulls up highlights for the Rewind 5 for next week, I think he could pull a category just off big man touchdowns from this game.
Incredible. Shout out to all my brethren of the girth out there. What a moment for us. Big moment for this Brighton Bengals team as well. We talked about being able to not only just possess the football, but now you make it a full 2-possession game. And it's such a defining play, right? It really just sucked the momentum out of the stadium, almost sucked the life out of it in some degree.
I honestly hope Braden Peterson is watching this game. That man, just like you, would love to watch these plays happen.
I think the only thing that Braden Peterson and I love more than good football plays is good food. And even then, it's a tight contest, but just, and this sport is so great. It's so great.
And just, the creativity that goes into this.
And Brighton has been great all game long, just executing their basic stuff, and you kind of fall into this habit, and it's the old Norm Chowism. Get them leading one way, and in the 4th quarter, you run against it.
27-14 with 7:14 to go here. Fremont up against it as Cooper comes back out after throwing an interception on the last drive. Throws it out to Parker. He'll cut back inside before gaining 5 on 1st down. A decent pickup there.
Yeah, I like the play, and Slade Parker kind of learned a little bit of a lesson there. You don't want to cut back into the teeth of this Bengal defense because it's gnarly in there, but it's a completion, and it's moving the ball, and it's some tempo, and I think Cooper can build off of this.
Cooper, tip, deflected, Slade Parker. Did he get a hold of that?
He did.
He did, my goodness.
Wow.
While still going down as he's catching it. What a grab there by Slade Parker.
A huge hit by Trey Harper there in the secondary. The junior absolutely laid the wood, but an incredible job by Parker to hold on to it, bounce back up, 1st down.
No huddle. Goes out to Moa. Seeing if he can make a play. Sheds one tackle and nearly breaks another one. Great leg tackle, holding on to the legs there by number 3, Jackson Thompson.
And Jackson Thompson, not a guy whose name we called a lot, but just one of those reliable dudes. Plays every down, does his job. Great job holding on to Moa. He almost broke that.
Cooper going to Burton again, one of his favorite targets so far, and he's out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
It's Trey Harper on the tackle again, but a little too late. Cooper with that beautiful left-handed throw, drops it right in the basket of Burton, and You were looking for a response, Trevor. Here it is from the Fremont Silverwolves.
Not going down without a fight. Here's Cooper again.
Ooh.
Going up tempo to Bruno, and it's picked off! Trey Harper! My goodness! It was in the hands of Taggart Burton, and then it goes up in the air and into the hands of Trey Harper.
Unbelievable turn of events there, and just heartbreaking on the part of the Fremont Silverwolves. You had something going. Just the ball bounces in funny directions. They say that tipped passes are the most opportunistic plays for interceptions. I'll tell you what.
That just showed right there.
Trey Harper is an opportunistic man, gets the interception, and saves what was looking like a eventual touchdown drive for this Fremont offense. And now Brighton has the ball, but I tell you what, I would not put it past this Fremont defense to make something happen here.
Fremont has 2 timeouts with 6:04 to go. Palpoy under center. He'll hand off. Breaks free. Here's Heemeyer. And he will be pushed out of bounds past the first down marker, so move the sticks as he's out at the 19-yard line.
Man, just a breakdown on the fit as Fremont was trying to make something happen, and Heemeyer's not Vele, right? He's not waiting patiently behind that offensive line. He's not afraid to cut outside. He's a big, powerful runner, and as he does get outside, there's plenty of space for him, and he's able to pick up the first down and get Brighton out of a bit of a hole.
Heemeyer in the backfield. Single back. Under center is Palpoy. 1st and 10, under 6 minutes to go. Hands off. And he's able to get 2 yards on first down. And it'll bring up 2nd and long, but just trying to push forward and able to just get a couple of yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, and to that point, Trevor, they can take chunk yardage right now here in 2 or 3 or 4 yard stretches because that clock is continuing to count down. It's just, they're up 27-14 right now, 13-point lead, which boils down to 2 possessions. Now, 5 minutes is plenty of time to get 2 possessions, but you're starting to wear down.
Getting a stop, yeah.
Wearing down that Fremont defense as well.
Ooh, goes to Heemeyer, and he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. You see who wrapped him up?
Yeah, Jack Masters, number 32. Yep. And not surprisingly, he has played outstanding tonight. We've called his name a few times, but really with that Fremont, that Fremont defense has done twice, or all game long, is wrap those DNs around, and he's been great at chase and contain and able to meet the running back in the backfield there.
4:40 to go. Alone in the backfield, I believe, is Vele. Yep, pitch to the outside. And he is stopped for a loss, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And nothing but Fremont Silverwolf defenders there as Vele takes the toss, and Brighton's going to kick the ball back here. But I think the expectation is that you always want to get points off turnovers, but realistically what you did was you just milked that clock in your favor. Now for Fremont, it's another story. Like, can you respond again? And I have to believe that we saw Cooper do it twice. I believe he's got one more in him. We'll find out.
Just looking at this near sideline, coach is tapping the helmet of Taggart Burton, letting him know it's all good. Now is Moa. He'll get the catch. He's going backwards instead of forward. But now he cuts to the outside, now back in, and he'll get to the 50. There is a flag on the play. Maybe a face mask?
Yeah.
And there's some extracurricular activity going on.
It's starting to get aggressive out there.
Playoff football, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And not exactly sure what the penalty is there. It did look like there was some grabbing going on. I for sure saw the stiff arm from Moa. It didn't look like he grabbed face mask on that.
Yeah, that was the only thing I could think of, at least to where the flag's been thrown.
Yeah, and we'll wait and get
Yep, they are saying a face mask. Okay. I was just guessing. I didn't actually see it.
It's nice to guess right. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right?
Yeah, and maybe I shouldn't have told people that I just guessed.
We can edit that out later, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll get Vince on it. Vince, if you're tuning in, edit this out. And that's a big-time penalty.
It is.
That now moves Fremont into Brighton territory.
And you get nervous anytime Celeste Moa has the ball if you're a Bengal fan or Bengal player, because he is such an incredible athlete. And that time he didn't make a play, but he made somebody else do something wrong. Ends up getting him big
Trips
chunk
to the
yardage.
bottom of your screen with Parker, Burton, and Moa. Cooper. Top of the hands. He'll roll outside, and he's able to pick up yards instead of being sacked. So at least he turned nothing into something.
He did, and it was number 92 bearing down from the backside there, Jackson Nettleton. He really has been Mr. Everything for this Brighton defensive line.
He's got a scoop and score
He
tonight.
does. So got a good tackle there.
Cooper, again, more Brighton pressure.
Ooh.
He's able to get past it. Now he's got some room. Tucks it up inside. He's tripped up. Nice little grab there by Thompson. Jackson Thompson, potentially saving it from it being a big play.
Yeah, that's 2 times that he's done that previously on Celeste Moa and this time on Cooper. But for Fremont, that ball is moving. That's a good sign.
As now we have a timeout taken by Casey Satera and the Brighton Bengals, and that gives us 2:49 to go here, Brian. And Casey will have 2 more timeouts, but I gotta say, it's gonna be hard to find a helmet sticker to give out.
I mean, I got one in mind.
Well, I've got 2 in mind.
We'll have to wait
who
and
you
see.
will think.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and
You've
see
got
what happens
Nettleton
in
and
this one.
Talabau, for sure. I think both of them deserve helmet stickers for sure.
100%, but I think realistically you could give a helmet sticker to the entire Brighton Bengals defense,
Yes.
because they've held very explosive Fremont offense to just 14 points, and Calvin Cooper has provided a really nice spark here and had maybe an inkling that they might make that move simply because Tua Tagovailoa is beaten up. He hasn't been able to. We don't know how many reps he was able to get in practice, etc.
Yeah.
He has done a great job of giving them an opportunity to fight. Just been some inopportune things going there against them.
Couldn't quite get a chance to talk to Coach Tua Tagovailoa, but pregame. As Cooper going to the end zone, caught, and it goes out of the hands of Slade Parker. Big hit there by Trey Harper, and Slade Parker's going to want that one back.
I don't fault Slade Parker at all on that one. That was a big hit. He's taken a couple tonight. Trey Harper, the junior, doing a great job of separating the man from the ball. Again, we shout out our photographers. I'm pretty sure Scott Stevens was down there in the end zone. He may have a great shot of that one.
Here's Cooper. He's looking again for Parker. And is it caught? They're saying no. I don't know. It's hard to see it again. We don't have instant replay, and not that it would matter anyway.
And the hard part about that one is that the officials are kind of shielded by a lot of the action that's going on, and not sure if any of them had like a direct view to see that it was a catch. But I'm sure that.
I'm saying our cameraman Austin Bigelow, he thought it was a catch.
Yeah, that'll be
Again,
one.
it doesn't matter what we think.
That'll be one
and
that'll
what
be
we
highly debated for sure.
But there is no instant replay. They can't go to the booth for a video review. As Cooper, here, 3rd down, and it was a miscommunication there with Moa. And now it'll bring up 4th down and 10 with 2:36 to go. Obviously, you're going for it. Down 2 scores. But from the 24-yard line now.
The good news here is that you can pick up the 1st down, right? So you don't have to gamble at all just to get a touchdown. But 4th and 10, 4th and long.
Just got to get to the sticks.
Look for your playmaker, right? Go to Celeste Moa. It's got to be a 10-yard or longer route. It looks like it's actually an 11-yard route.
The ball game right here. Blanche to the right of Cooper. trips to the top of your screen, claps the hands, and I'm guessing a timeout.
Oh, wow.
And a delay of game. I thought a timeout was called.
I did as well. And referee Paul Binn's doing a good job of keeping his eye on the play clock. And that is one of those things with Cooper being just a junior. He's thinking through a lot of things, and 5 yards makes a huge difference when you're just trying to get a first down.
4th and 15. Same formation. Drops back Cooper. Looking, and he's swallowed up and sacked. And that's number 44. Lehigh Taptioli. And turnover on downs, and that should just about do it, Brian Brown.
It's been this way all game long. That Brighton Bengal defense has applied pressure over and over again. This time it was linebacker Lehigh Taptioli with the sack. And what could very well be a game-clinching play for these Brighton Bengals. The student section believes it is the "I believe we have won" chant breaks out over there now.
2 timeouts still for Coach
Correct.
Tua Tagovailoa, but it's still difficult. There's no 2-minute warning in high school football or 2-minute timeout, whatever it's.
You need to get a stop.
Different levels, yes. Vele breaks through, and he picks up a big gain there of 8 on first down, and pretty much a first down will seal it.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And so now you made the tackle. If you're Brighton, you're going to try and drag this down until it gets to about 2 seconds. Snap the football. If you're Fremont, you've got to make that tackle, right? You've got to make a play here. Then you can start using your timeouts.
If you're Coach Tua Tagovailoa, when do you start using your 2 timeouts?
It's all based off of this play right here.
Palapoi with the play clock down to 10. Down to 5. Claps the hands. Hands off to Vele. And he'll get the first down. Big time run there for Judah Vele. And that'll move the sticks with 96 seconds to go and counting. And I don't think Coach Tua Tagovailoa is using. Oh, he will use a timeout.
Yeah, you got to call it now to try and preserve as much time as possible. And I think you can still get a stop. This is where you got to rally your troops. But it's all about how you want to finish if you're a Fremont Silverwolf, right? How do you want to go out and what could potentially be your last game? And see the cheers and celebration on the Bengals sideline. They know how big that first down was. An opportunity for a Salt Lake Valley program to play in the crown jewel of Salt Lake City football.
Number 5, Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa. Number 6, Matthew Bell. Number 7, Cam Gray.
Either way, this has been a great football game. And it's funny, as a Denver Broncos fan, watching the game last night against the Raiders, how much pressure Vance Joseph was bringing, I felt like Frankie Cetera took a page out of Vance Joseph's book. Or Vance Joseph took a page out of Frankie Cetera's book.
Either or. It was the pressure that really sealed the victory for the Bengals, and it was part of what allowed them to keep this game so close.
Vele will spin his way to 6 yards on first down. And Coach Tua Tagovailoa will use his last timeout with 1:25 to go here in this one. But he is out of timeouts.
Yeah, listen, 2 plays for this Brighton Bengal offense, right? And so you figure a play takes about 10 seconds. And then once you set the football, there's 40 seconds. So you're about 55 seconds. So is there a chance? Yes. Is there much of a chance?
It's difficult.
Lloyd Christmas said. So you're telling me there's a chance.
Exactly. But I got to say, though, Coach Tua Tagovailoa has done a phenomenal job with this Fremont program. In his second season, last year in 6A, being co-region champs in Region 1, and then in 5A being the number 2 seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, undefeated in region. One of the top teams in the state all year long. Just a fantastic job. They just ran into a really well-primed Brighton Bengal team tonight.
As Vele still picks up yards.
Falls forward.
Even though there's 3 guys there, he falls forward and he's now a yard short of the first down. And now it's 3rd and 1. No timeouts left for Coach Tua Tagovailoa as we hit 1:05 to go here. Clock running.
And there's about we'll find it here, about a 24-second differential.
20 on the play clock. Yeah, there's about a 40.
We're trying to do math on the fly.
Yeah,
it's not going well.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say there's still like 40-something seconds left.
We can say if Brighton picks up the first down here, it is over.
6 seconds on the play clock. 40 seconds here. They're going to knee it, and that'll do it. The Brighton Bengals, as the 7th seed, comes in to Fremont and upsets the number 2 Fremont Silverwolves, and for the 2nd straight season will go back to Rice-Eccles Stadium to take on the Springville Red Devils next Thursday.
Just an outstanding football game. 2 incredible football teams. So many impressive performances.
So with that, Brian Brown, we got some helmet stickers to hand out. Where do you want to go with this? I'm going to because it's our last broadcast of the season, I'm going to let you give them all out, and you can go as many as you want.
I think that's a tough one because I think the very first one has to go to Sam Talval. It was the knockout blow, the run.
Yes.
On 4th and 1, and he scores a touchdown, and it wasn't just like a short yardage run. It was a 24-yard touchdown run.
Exactly.
So for sure one for Sam Talval. I think we do need to give a helmet sticker to Jackson Nettleton. But also, I think this Fremont defense deserves some acknowledgement. They were outstanding for most of the game. I do want to shout out Calvin Cooper coming in. Manasseh Tuatongaloa, we talked about the injury, right? He never looked like he was himself, and then no surprise there. But credit to him for being a tough kid, giving it a shot, and Calvin Cooper coming in and trying to inject some life into this offense. Taggart Burton probably deserves a helmet sticker as well for that touchdown reception.
Gave him a little shot in the arm.
Yeah, and injected that life again. Celeste Moa did it in the first half. Taggart did it in the second. I think, but as we talk about this game, the last helmet sticker I want to give out is to the seniors at Fremont High School, because this is their last game. And I apologize for people watching. I always get emotional about this moment because
don't be.
High school football ends for them today. And there is nothing like the brotherhood and the teammates and the relationships that you develop in high school football. And for those kids to go out this way, fighting to the very end, able to show how great their team was, just didn't all go in their favor today, but they can hold their heads high. And I know it hurts right now, but the rest of your football and your real life awaits you. You have the opportunity to do the same thing you did all game and respond to this moment with something positive.
And that is brought to you by Tab Bank. Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with 3.5% annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases. The great rewards are just the beginning. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden and complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and no account fees. It's a big deal. Member FDIC. Now, Brian, this is the last broadcast we're doing. We're going to turn things over to the Rewind crew, Jeff, Dane, Moose, and a special guest for at least 6A. And obviously other coaches will join for 5A and 4A, and then also JJ and Sly will have the call for all 6 semifinals and 3 championship games. But to put 13 weeks in the books for you, just some takeaways from this season of calling games every single week.
High school football is the best, and it's never been better than it is right now in the state of Utah. A lot of great memories for us as a broadcast team, and we didn't get to do every game, but it's always a pleasure when we get to work together. Mm-hmm. And you talk about this group, especially the Rewind family, and just the talent that we have as a group is impressive. But I think really what it is it's we're impressed by the talent that's out there on the field week to week, and the opportunity we have to tell these kids stories. You know, you're looking at these Fremont kids, and how can you not feel for them? But on the flip side of it, it's that elation, the jubilation, the joy for the Brighton Bengals, and I think that is the beauty of this sport, is that it is so pure, it's so fun. There's so many good stories to tell, and we got to wrap the broadcast up. Otherwise, I will tell stories all night long.
Yes.
I'll use social media for that part of it, but just grateful.
Parking lot post game coming up.
There you go. I got a few fans, handful, but I love them.
I'm one of them.
But just, very grateful to do this. But really what I'm grateful for is I'm grateful for the players, the coaches, the administrators, the people who worked so hard to make this happen, because it is worth your time, it is worth your effort, it is worth your energy to invest in high school football. Not just watching at home, but be a part of it. Come watch a game in the stands, support these athletes, because they're tremendous. And it's all uphill from here. This is a football state, and it's one of the best in the nation, and I believe it all starts right here.
And also on top of that, I do want to say it'll be with heavy hearts next week going up to Rice Eccles without our good pal Dusty Litster, who I know is watching over all of these athletes, all these programs, and these coaches, and our crews here on KSL Sports Rewind.
We love and miss our guy every single day. And he was the voice of high school sports. He still is, and we carry that legacy on with every broadcast. And always thinking about him and his family, especially his wife Megan and all the kids. And great way to remember the power of one.
Well, that'll do it for Parker and Elijah, our broadcast assistants, for Austin Bigelow on the camera, for Brian Brown. I'm Trevor Allen. Thank you for tuning in as Fremont falls to Brighton, and the Bengals will head back to Rice Eccles Stadium, and you'll catch all of that coverage next week here on KSLSports.com, the exclusive streaming home of high school championships in Utah. Good night.